One of the great things about camper vans, and this is a bit of van life, is we've got our beds separated into two bits. Morning, sunshine.
I know.
So Brett and I can get up, have a coffee, start planning, and yeah, basically and we can pack up this portion of the bed and have our little table up, not our normal table, and Miss B can sleep in following all her exuberant exercise yesterday, running out to that lighthouse. So yeah, pretty cool. Go camper vans. We're currently up past Ullapool in the very north of Scotland, and I just thought I would throw in my 2 bits worth. Before we got here, a lot of people warned us that the north has a lot more midgies, and they were correct. So I did bring some stuff from home, which has helped dramatically. But yeah, just be prepared in the summer months that yeah, you will have a lot of midgies. Just wanted to show you some of this scenery while we're on the move. Reception is absolutely non-existent up here, so yeah, good luck. Just coming up over this hill to the most loveliest mountains. I wanted to share them with you. Lovely weather again. This morning when we woke up, we had mist or low cloud and mist all around the camp, and we thought, oh, we're going to have our first overcast day. But as it turns out, we came down off the mountain a little bit and out of the cloud, and we had a beautiful day. Look at that. That's a good indication of, you know, you're sharing with the bigger boys. So camper vans rule. No disrespect to our beautiful motorhome back home. Isn't that beautiful? Now look at this. It's called Knocken Crag, if I'm saying it correctly. And just for the sake of, I know it's a dirty windscreen and I do apologise. It's impossible to keep them clean because they don't have wiper things at the servos. But look at that. So we're up on the north-west tourist route in Scotland, on our way to Durness. Give you an idea of what some of the scenery that we're looking at. We just saw 2 wild deer, so we're pretty excited. We haven't seen a stag yet with the beautiful antlers, but we are ever watchful. Making our way away from Arkavar, the pronunciation, not entirely sure, towards Durness. We're still on the north and west tourist road or route. Believe it or not, this is at the bottom of the hill from where we are camping. Oh my God. It's like this hidden little alcove of just real sand and surf beach, black waves. Oh my goodness. We may never leave. Beautiful. It's actual sand. Look at this. Madness. we're just heading up to Durness, Durnes, if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. And I just thought I'd show you some of the low-lying cloud out today. We left our beautiful beach spot at Old Shawmore. And this is what we mean by the passing places. Good time to show you. And because everything's only one lane. So you then have to use those passing places to let everyone through. People are pretty good about it. A little bit chillier today, looking out over that loch. You can see some lovely little houses down the end. It's just magnificent, and we just left the most gorgeous, beautiful flowers. Wrap.
See the sun just over there on the water.
So we're still heading to Durness. Some of these rock walls, they're just beautiful. Code 4, you go. Some of the beautiful flowers, I'll show you out here. Very scenic. It is well known, the top part to the west being the most beautiful. Oh, what have we got here? Yes, that's a very big bird. He's obviously trying to have his dinner. Goodness knows what it is. Oh, don't worry, we're not going to take it. It was a rabbit. It was a rabbit.
Wow,
and look at the wingspan on him. He was a big bird.
That's an albatross.
I am thinking a buzzard. So we're actually in the entranceway to Smoo Cave, which there is a free bit, as well as there are cave tours as well, if you want to do that. Pretty cool though. Very nice. Probably going to be against it with lighting. Oh yeah, there's a boat tour. So Smoo Cave that we just came out of is made up of rocks, or beg your pardon, it is limestone apart from some erratic rocks. These rocks came from many miles away by being rolled underneath the ice. As the ice moved from the surface of the cave, they fell into the cave through the large blowhole in the roof of the main chamber. The rock is made of Lewisian gneiss, G-N-E-I-S-S. It is 3 billion years old. Apparently the oldest thing that we will touch in our entire life. Absolutely crazy. So we're just doing some passing, and look what we have. Gorgeous.
Wow, traditional brakes.
Aren't they lovely? Look at them go. It's a whole herd of red deer. Oh my goodness. They're beautiful. So we're currently in the little town of Dores, D-O-R-E-S, and we are currently looking out over Loch Ness, or in the Scottish Gaelic language, Loch Ness. So it's one of the 3 lochs which divide the north of Scotland along the Great Glen geological fault line, and it's the largest body of water by volume in Britain. It holds more fresh water than all other lakes in England and Wales put together. It's 37 k's long and just over a mile wide. And Brianne's finding some furry friends as always. The surrounding hills on each side rise to over 305 metres. The drive in here from Inverness was absolutely beautiful. Like, stand out. It's fed by 7 rivers. The glaciers in the last ice age helped to form its U-shape in the valley. Very cool. The water level can rise or fall up to 2.1 metres depending on the amount of rain or snow melt. It's a constant 4 to 5 degrees and never freezes. Yeah, good to know, because it was a little bit chilly this morning. Some have said that the Loch Ness Monster is a plesiosaur, a type of dinosaur. Others think it could be a giant eel, sturgeon, or perhaps a family of large catfish. Swimming circus elephants, deer or seals have also been claimed. So, you know, who knows? The mystery continues. So, as it turns out, our English Heritage passes give us 50% in the first year and free for following years after it's renewed. So, yay! Finally getting some value back out of our English Heritage passes. And free, did you hear me? Free audio guides for both children and parents. So, needless to say, we are now in Fort George, which covers 42 acres, or the size of 40 football pitches. Pretty crazy. They reckon you should allow at least 2 hours to complete the tour. Ole dole man. Alright, let's conserve battery. So we're currently standing up on the Ravelin at the other end of the fort from where the church is. It's pretty magnificent, and it's really simply worded, the audio tour. Our audio thingo was playing up a bit, so it probably would have been a good idea to get 3, even if we didn't want 3. But fantastic. You know, the king made sure that no one was allowed to plant any trees or buildings within a certain distance from the castle to make sure that you had the actual line of sight for defending the castle from a land attack. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. We've just found some Highland steer, or Highland cattle, And look at this little guy. He wants to come and say hello. Put your hand through. He's all right. Oh, they're beautiful. Look at them all. So lovely. And this little guy's friendly. Hello. Hello. If you pick some grass from this side, love, he'll probably eat it. He's having a good scratch down there. Oh, is that good? Scratch, 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 scratch. Look, these two are having a bit of a fisty fight. Oh, who's the girl? Wonder who they're fighting over. Oh. Look at the little one. Oh, they're getting feisty again.
I could spend all day.
So Brianne is just feeding one of the little calves. Oh, look! Oh my goodness! So fluffy! Hey, little guy. Hi everyone, it's Leanne from Cake and Eat at 3. I am currently staying at Ballater Caravan Park, which is in Scotland, about a very short distance from Balmoral Castle. So, great stopover point. We've come from up north on our way back down to finish off the south, what will be east side of Scotland. And I just wanted to say how fantastic this caravan park has been. Now, one of the only places that we have stayed where they actually say they have internet, and they do have internet, it's good Wi-Fi. The pride that is taken in this park is exceptional. The cleanliness, how well it's maintained is a standout. They also offer all the extra stuff that, you know, there's hair dryers in the bathrooms. There's, you know, charging facilities for people who are using tents for £1 to charge up their electric stuff in a secure environment in the office while they're out and about exploring. Just the little things that make a big difference. There's book swaps, there's, you know, emergency numbers, everything explained to you when you come in. Playground for kids. Overall, it is absolutely been the best park that we have stayed at. As you can see in here, there's a creek running beside the park. Full recycling. Oh, love that. I'm just going to show you, if there's no one in here, how beautiful these are. Here's my little Vegemites at the camp kitchen. Nice, everything's laid out well, and again, spotless. Little things like dishwashing sponges to wipe down the sink after you're finished. You know, heaps of rubbish bins. Just absolutely, you can tell this park is loved. It's been a pleasure staying here, and we would recommend it. So today we are visiting Balmoral Castle. That was purchased by Queen Victoria in 1848 and has been the Scottish home of the British royal family ever since. It's over 50,000 acres of heather-clad hills, ancient Caledonian pine forest, and the estate is on the River Dee, which we have actually stayed on once already while wild camping in Scotland. So we're just obviously in where her buggies were. This is something for my father and my nephew. These are the salmon flies that they use in the River Dee. Some of the rods they use, or did use. Some of the animals that you'll find on the estate. Beautiful. They actually look after and make sure 2,500 red deer are preserved on the grounds and have enough food to eat for the winter, etc. It's very well done. We just watched a video about it. This is one of the gardens. Actually, that heather wall was actually designed by Prince Philip. This compass was installed by George VI. And there's some amazing history. So today we have hit Edinburgh in Scotland, in the United Kingdom. Now we are up in Edinburgh Castle, and I just want to let you know, half price for English Heritage Pass members. But there's also an added bonus: you don't have to queue up where everyone else queues up. Once you get in here, you go straight to the Visitor Information Centre, straight in, buy your tickets, half price, baby. Okay, so the English Heritage Pass has definitely paid for itself well and truly. We're just up awaiting the gun salute to go off, and this is Mons Meg, the 15th century cannon. Yeah, would I like to have had that coming at you, hey? Wow. Yeah, but it's not too bad, though. So we're obviously in Edinburgh Castle, and we've just been in to see the crown jewels, which of course you're not allowed to photograph while you're in there. So unfortunately there's not a great deal of filming going on. Hello, my darling.
And guess what?
What?
In the back room, there was a book with all the names.
Surnames, yep.
Surnames of the world.
Well, yes, everyone's surnames, and you can see whether you have any Scottish or English heritage. And ours was there, wasn't it? It was also £23 to take that home with you. We wouldn't be in Scotland without listening to some Scottish bagpipes. So we've just been walking around Edinburgh, and it's actually got a really nice feel to it. Up in the main street, there's heaps of buskers, and it's pretty crazy. The feel here is really nice. Like, you can actually imagine back in the day here. I think they've done a really good job of keeping it real, whereas some of the towns that we've been to, They've really sort of started to modernise them and are losing some of that genuine feel of the history. So I am very impressed, I have to say. It's gonna rain, is it? Okay.
I just found a few jobs.
Currently in Barnaby Castle, back in England, and just taking a walk through the sensory garden. Got some friends serenading us over here. Absolutely lovely castle, lovely town. We are here on a Sunday, but yeah, free parking where we managed to park, which is pretty rare. Look at these beautiful gardens, beautifully manicured lawns. Very, very nice. So now we've come up to Richmond, and we're currently standing in, well, the grounds of Richmond Castle, which was built in 1070s, which is pretty darn cool. Like, it really does amaze me that there's this much left when you look at our structures today and how they, you know, really are not lasting. So this is pretty cool. Another bit of history. So that we're up on top of Richmond Castle after climbing a lot of stairs. There's Betsy. And we're overlooking the town of Richmond. Which is beautiful.
That's just on.
Gorgeous. When parking in Yorkshire County Council area, which is where you go to Scarborough Castle, you're supposed to have a clock with your a timing disc on it, very similar to Switzerland, which we did have with us and we were going to use, but then the guy went past, so we grabbed one off him. Apparently they're available in all newsagents as well, but if not, I dare say by drawing a clock and putting the time on it that you arrived, will get you out of trouble. But there we go.
Then he fired arrows into the dark.
We're currently in Scarborough Castle, in Scarborough, England. We've got some beautiful cloud coming over. Or more typically English weather day today, as Miss B. We've got a free audio tour, and this castle is included in our English Heritage membership. So we're starting to really see value now between the castles we did the other day. But this particular one with the audio tour has a lot better information than some of the others. So we shall continue.
The illustration shows Scarborough as it was around 1300, a market town with thriving fishing and shipbuilding industries. While the town prospered, the castle fell into decline. But local people realized that it was still important, and shortly before the Civil War, one of the town's bailiffs warned the government,
The harbour is of great importance to His Majesty, being the refuge of Newcastle ships on the way to London, and for all the fishers on the coast. But the ordnance in the castle are old, dismounted, and of no use as they are now.
in the light of the Civil War, his warning couldn't have been more appropriate. During hostilities, the Royalists used Scarborough as a base to prevent the collier fleet sailing down the coast to London. All the East Coast trade was cut off, and London suffered crippling coal shortages. Incidentally, the 12th century Church of St. Mary, which lies in front of you, suffered damage during the Civil War siege, while occupied by parliamentarian forces. During the 18th century, when the town's waters became popular for their medicinal qualities, Scarborough prospered as it became increasingly important as a social and commercial centre. Smuggling also flourished.
So we're just climbing up the inside of a wall in York, where you can walk around the city's perimeter. It's very cool. So we're currently up Clifford's Tower and just looking down into the internal walls. This is another English heritage site, so again this will be included in the membership. And from here you can see a fabulous view out over York. Actually that's the ring road, so that's not going to be as exciting, but all from the top of Clifford's Tower, which incidentally has one of the best children's level reading books down there to explain how they used to try and get into castles, how they used to try and get them out, who all the people were that live in the castle. And I am going to show a couple of the pages of explanation because they're fantastic. The sorts of weapons they used to use to protect the castles. Fantastic. So there you go, Clifford's Castle.